So this is April 5th, and I did a concluding video probably about 10 minutes ago. If you're unable to hear, it's still very, very windy. But anyways, I was just thinking about, like, I just went to get a hot beverage, and I was just thinking, oh goodness, I always forget to add like the main substance of what I'd like to convey in these videos, and it always seems to elude me. And so, without further ado, I'm going to get it out. Well, the getting out is good, but I talked earlier about one person in particular that mentioned that they're ashamed of me, or ashamed of me. That's the words. And just how I handle these things now. And well, goodness, in the past I handled them quite terribly. And I would allow those words to soil not only the way I felt about myself, but I would react, and with my words I'd become contentious and soil my own image. And I was wrong. And praise God, I've learned from that. And but what I want to say though is, so this individual, they're speaking from their perspective, and they're speaking from like what they feel is the right thing to do, and they're most certainly entitled to that. But there was no there's no questioning, or they do not understand that for me, first and foremost, I can't live my life for anybody else. I can only live my life. I can't even live my life for myself. I don't even know what's good for me. I can only live my life for God. And God knows the contents of my heart. And I asked him for a very difficult life, because I learned at such a young age that I was rather entitled and immature, oh goodness, and irresponsible, and unaccountable. And I realized that the only way to attain good discipline is to get out of your comfort zone and to not face challenges and face difficulties, but endure challenges and endure difficulties. And then the things that you formerly feared, you realize were never anything to fear at all. And that it was actually found in that adherence to that spirit of fear, that you were tethered or limited, and you're held within the confines of, or I was held in the confines of familiarity and comfort, which was actually debilitating and causes you to you're either growing, you're either expanding, or you're decaying, or you're shrinking. And so this would be the latter of the two. And so anyway, another thing too is, how do I treat people? It's easy to treat people when the chips are high. It's easy to walk around with a big booming smile on your face when everybody treats you magnificently, and you're getting offered this and getting offered that, and you got a surplus of this and a surplus of that. But that could actually just be like the smile on your face and the happiness that you feel inside, or even the perceived contentment that you feel inside, if they're in direct correlation and alignment to the surplus that you're receiving externally. That's a false representation of something that's internal. Somebody who's truly contented inside, they're contented if they have many things, equally as if they have nothing. They're contented if they're really liked and adored by the people that are around them, equally if they're disliked and they're mistreated, and whatever the opposite word is for to adore somebody, despised. Oh, that's a good word. They're very joyful, and they're very happy and contented when they have a surplus of finances, a surplus of invitations, a surplus of just all these different things. Food, for example, equally, when they have a lack of finances, they're not invited to the social gatherings, and they have a lack of a variety of food. And so this is what I've always desired, is the transformation internally. I've always desired to be comfortable and at peace with myself. And this was always exemplary or illustrated by the encouragement that I would give other people. I'd say, oh, it's okay. You're okay. Oh, you're not defined by these things. Yet I would say these to others, yet there was an imposter position that was occurring within me, because I actually would say these to others, yet I would cringe and cling to and adhere to the things that I had that kept me out of that classification. So that meant I was giving advice that I myself wouldn't take, which means I was offering food on a plate that I myself wouldn't eat. And I was telling people to eat it and to say it's delicious. Anyway, so this is not only a humbling experience, but it's the most wonderful experience, because it challenges the belief system and belief systems that I hold inside the depths of my being. This is extremely imperative. This is what I believe in. I believe in having the inside of your heart purified, and then your mind, all the different lies, all the different opinions and biases that when challenged, I realize, oh, they don't align with the contents of my heart, so there's a incongruency there, or I actually don't even believe in these, or I believe in them, I'm afraid to live them myself. So the crooked paths need to be made straight. And that's what I believe in. And I find going through a time when you're despised by others, and when you're treated as a miscreant, I just want to use that word. I haven't used that word in a long time, but you're mistreated. You're actually looked upon as somebody who is, or say, forgotten by God. It's a wonderful time to get close to God and to do His commands, and to walk around and truly reveal what true contentment is, to smile at the people around you, to seek to serve others as you serve God, to bless others with your words, to exercise the very same mercy that you desire to be bestowed upon you, and the mercy that God has exemplified towards you, and just to speak and spread the good news to the poor that are often, the poor in our society that are often overcome by stress and overcome by anxiety because of their position of lack, when in actuality, God can deliver them from all these things. It's not that you need lots of money, but to be free from the thought process and the lies that cause people to feel like their lives are worthless, and to feel like they need this or need that, so they're constantly being ruled by external things and opinions, etc., as opposed to living a life of peace and contentment before God. So these are wonderful things. So this is what I really want to share, is this is something I actually asked for, and when I receive it, it's extremely difficult, but I take it with a smile and I'll endure it joyfully. And so that's why it's quite a privilege to share these videos with you as well, lest I be a liar and afterwards say, oh, I went through that time joyfully, meanwhile I went through it begrudgingly. So it's all about my attitude while I go through these things, and I'm blessed to be able to share this with you. God bless you.